fact that his whole was over. I would say it was just about as wide as we had. The other I remember as a kid seeing there that fact that I remember as a kid seeing there to here, and this tall, and it had gallon glass jars with metal lids on them like cookie jars, and it was just candy, penny candy. And in those days, none of the candy was wrapped. You'd just reach into the jar and you'd grab your candy and you'd put it in a sack and you'd go over to the counter, they'd count up your candy, and you'd pay a few cents for a whole bag of candy. You know, when you're like 8, 9, 10 years old, hey, 5 cents in your pocket, being able to buy a bunch of candy was like awesome. It was a treat to be able to do that. And it had the little Twirl Town toys. You could go over and buy your squirt gun. You could get your airplane. You could buy, I bought 10-cent paper kites. Can you imagine that, buying a 10-cent paper kite and going out and flying it? And you could buy a ball of string for about 10 cents a night. I remember we would buy about probably 10 balls of string, and the whole goal was to get the kite in the air, all the string you could out there, and see if you could get that to where you couldn't see. The kite was this little speck, teeny tiny speck in the sky, and then see if you could bring it back in. If you lost the kite, it was 10 cents, but you had a great time. I remember growing up, and there were forts that we built. We would go into, they were like grand adventures. We'd go into the orchards, and we would find trees, and we'd find places, and anywhere there was a construction site was a gold mine, because there was all kinds of material there in the scrap pile for us to haul off and create our forts. And we built these forts. It was just magical, and I loved life. I loved it. It was just a joy. And I grew up, and I went to high school. I had great friends in high school, and high school was another great adventure. Good friends. We would do all kinds of crazy things. I remember I had a friend called Burrhead, and he was actually working for somebody hauling hay. So he had access to a tractor and a trailer with hay bales. And so we take this tractor with about 15 hay bales, and we get about, probably a dozen kids, and we jump on this thing, and we go to the drive-in theater. There are some of you who have never been to a drive-in, I know that. But we went to the drive-in theater, and we sat and just had a blast watching the movie while sitting on these hay bales, and it was just fun. It was a great adventure, and I recognized life as being fun and an adventure. And I graduated high school, I went off to college. Wow, that was a little bit of a change, because now I had more responsibility. I had to take on managing more of my life. I found that beautiful, beautiful person in my life. We got married and we started a family, started raising. I had more responsibilities coming into my life. I still had grand adventures. I still loved everything that was going on. But I was starting to feel a little bit more of the burden of life. I had to get up, go to work, pay the bills, take care of home and from school, take care of things. And I gladly did them because I enjoyed them. But more and more, I felt piled on. And you get how like things were coming on top of me, which gave me the feeling of being worried. Such a hard feeling. What am I holding here? Anybody? An apple? Looks pretty simple. Not much to it. It's a fruit. I could eat it. Enjoy it. It's nice. It's round. It's beautiful. It's been basically about 4 months, 5 to 6 months getting prepared to be this. Started on an apple tree as a blossom. Then it